As I said, alkenes, we were supposed to do reactions of alkenes, so we're gonna try and complete alkenes in this class. Okay, so alkenes is what? It's something that's got a double bond, right? So that's propene. The physical properties were same as alkenes, that they had low melting and boiling points. They were not soluble in water. They were soluble in oil or organic solvents, and they were not conducting electricity. So alkenes ka tha ki they were very reactive. The double bond is very reactive. Whenever you have an alkene, they'll undergo addition reactions. Addition reactions are you're going to have a double bond, and a molecule is going to come in and it's going to react and it's going to get added to the double bond. So the double bond would turn into a single bond, and the molecule and its particles are going to get added to the two carbon atoms. Okay, so they're going to get added to the double bond. So the first addition reaction, the first one, that's known as bromination. Okay, that's the first one. So bromination is that you're going to have an alkene. It could be any alkene. So for example, if I have propene, okay, butene kar lete hain. So if I have butene, and these are all the H atoms. Okay, there's an H, and this one will have 3 H's. So what's going to happen is that a bromine molecule is going to react with it, and that Br2 molecule is going to go and it will react with the it's going to react with the double bond. Just a second. So कहाँ चला गया? अच्छा, so ये मैंने लिखा नहीं था, किधर गया? इसे दोबारा करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, the first reaction, bromination. ऐसे कौन सा मॉलिक्यूल था? I drew butene. और bromine जो है ना उसके अंदर it's going to go and it's going to get added to the double bond. So what will happen is that इसे पहले change कर लेते हैं. अच्छा, so bromine will go. So everything kind of remains exactly the same. तो यहाँ पे सब कुछ ठीक है, everything remains exactly the same except कि वो middle में ना the double bond, instead of the double bond, Br molecules are going to get added to it. So there's going to be a Br added, and there's going to be a Br added over here as well. ठीक है, तो double bond वाली जगह पे bromine is going to get added to it. ठीक है, is this clear? ये bromination है. Clear है ये?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
when the bromine will be added, the double bond will end.
हाँ, वो खत्म हो जाएगा. Double bond will break and it will turn into a single bond, and वहाँ पे bromine gets added. Well, when the double bond turns into a single bond, so carbon is short of one bond. ठीक है, तो इससे one extra bond gets formed with bromine. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि
Yes,
double
sir.
bond रहता ना, तो carbon is already making 4 bonds, so it wouldn't be making any extra bonds. So the double bond has to go. अच्छा, बाकी ये कि the conditions for this reaction are कि you need अच्छा, the conditions for this reaction are कि it's just Br2 aqueous at room temperature. ठीक है, RTP. No special conditions needed. room temperature and pressure, and इसमें ये कि it should be done in the dark. So now the importance for this reaction is that this reaction is used as a test for alkenes. और टेस्ट में क्या होता है कि the red brown or red orange Br2 gets used up, तो it decolorizes. यानी if I add a drop of bromine, यानी एक drop डाले ना bromine का, it's going to decolorize because it's going to get used up. So your red orange bromine decolorizes as it gets used up. So that's it. That's bromination. ठीक है. So whenever you see a double bond, उधर बीच में ना ये bromine fit कर दो. For example, if I have another molecule, a more complicated molecule, but it's got double bonds. So let's say the molecule is something like this. और यहाँ पे there's H. Carbon should be making 4 bonds. ठीक है. This one is making 2 H's. इसके साथ is going to be 2 H's. This one will also have 2 H's. This one will have 1 H. There's going to be 1 H over here, 1 H over here, and 1 H over here. Now, if I do bromination of this molecule, so what will happen? So what's going to happen is that this सारा molecule, it's going to remain exactly the same, except that जहाँ double bond ना, the double bonds are going to break. Okay, these two would break, and the carbon would be making their fourth bond with Br. Okay, this carbon would be making a fourth bond with Br. Br gets added. Same thing over here. These two carbon atoms, okay, there's going to be a Br added over here, and you can add a Br नीचे करके draw. Okay, so that is what has happened. Okay, so double bond वाली जगह पे bromine has gotten added. ये double bond था और ये वाला double bond. ठीक है, and therefore you would need 2 bromine molecules. You need one of them to get added to this double bond, the other one would get added to the other one. ये clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
ठीक है, so just remember, whenever you see double bonds, bromines are going to get added to it. So the first one is bromination. It's a test for alkenes. Alkenes are unsaturated molecules, so it's a test for unsaturated molecules. You want to check something as a double bond, add bromine to it. ठीक है, so red orange Br2 decolorize. As the next one is the second reaction. That's so the second reaction is hydrogenation. So it's exactly the same reaction. So if I have, let's say, propene, this one has 2 H's and this one has 1 H. So this reaction is with H2. अच्छा, इसमें क्या होगा कि the molecule again exactly same. अच्छा, exactly same. The double bond is going to go away, and in its place you'll have 2 H's bonded to it. That's it. ठीक है, so that's it. So that is hydrogenation. ये आपका जो double bond है, वहां पे hydrogen has gotten added. Is that clear? It's the same reaction, right? Clear है?
Yes, sir.
Clear? अच्छा, इसकी कंडीशन है कि you need hydrogen gas plus nickel. Hydrogen gas तो खैर obvious है. What you need is nickel catalyst and 150 degrees centigrade is the temperature. That's a nickel catalyst plus 150 degrees centigrade temperature. So that is hydrogenation. इसका ना industry के अंदर this is a very important reaction. The importance of this reaction is hydrogenation की जो importance है ना. The importance for this specific reaction is कि it's used uh, to convert unsaturated vegetable oils. अच्छा, पहले तो वो बता देते हैं कि करता क्या है वो. You have an alkene, and that alkene turns into an alkane. Yani an unsaturated molecule turns into saturated. So if you have a large molecule which has a lot of double bonds, you can hydrogenate it. All the double bonds are going to get used up. Hydrogen would get added to it. They'll turn into single bonds. अच्छा, इसका इंडस्ट्रियल पर्पस ये कि you have unsaturated vegetable oil molecules. And those molecules are इधर नीचे कर लेते हैं. अच्छा, those molecules are turned into margarine this way. ठीक है, so they turn into saturated margarine. तो vegetable oil में ना you add nickel plus 200 degrees centigrade, 150 degrees centigrade temperature, and you've got hydrogen gas that's being added. Achha, unsaturated vegetable oil is going to look like this. That it's going to have a lot of double bonds. It's a very, very large molecule. It's not a simple molecule. ये R जो है ना, that just represents the rest of the molecule. I'm not drawing the entire 30-40 carbon atom molecule. तो उसको मैंने short करके show किया हुआ है. So I've just written R. R means rest of the molecule. So what it has is it's got these double bonds. और उन double bonds में H2 is going to get added to it under these conditions. And it's going to hydrogenate. तो ये जो molecule है, ठीक है, वहां पे हाइड्रोजन आर गोइंग टू गेट एडेड, ठीक है, बीच में, और एक एच इधर ऐड हो जाएगा, एक एच, वन एच गेट्स एडेड ओवर हियर, ठीक है. सो दैट्स इट. सो यार, और वेजिटेबल ऑयल का मॉलिक्यूल जो है ना, उसकी शक्ल में दिखा देता हूँ कि दिस इज इट वुड प्रॉब्ली लुक समथिंग लाइक दिस. ये आपके घर में जो नॉर्मल मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं ना, इट्स दिस, ठीक है. अच्छा, तो बड़े से मॉलिक्यूल्स होते हैं एंड they've got double bonds, ठीक है. लेट मी सी इफ आई कैन find an unsaturated vegetable oil that's so something like this, ठीक है. The H's are not drawn, but it's something like this. It's got these double bonds in different places. So उन सारे double bonds में ना, the hydrogen is going to get added. So it's a large molecule, large complicated molecule with a lot of double bonds. ये इसकी simplified version मैंने draw की हुई है, ठीक है. Is that clear? मैंने बस R लिख दिया, ठीक है. R just means the rest of the molecule. ये part clear है? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो R just means rest of the molecule. Now, what is the purpose of adding hydrogen? So, when you add hydrogen, what happens is the molecule size very slightly increases. By adding hydrogen. So when H2 is added, it very slightly increases. And when it slightly increases, its melting point increases. So the only difference between vegetable oil and margarine is that margarine is a solid. ठीक है, so they have higher melting and boiling points. ठीक है, तो ये जो margarine है, that's ठीक है, the only difference is कि vegetable oil that's a liquid. They have low melting and boiling points. ठीक है, while your margarine that's a solid or a semi-solid. ठीक है, or it has a slightly higher melting point. ठीक है, why? Because the molecule size increases. Is this clear?
Yes,
ये
sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
चलो, अच्छा, अब अगला जो next thing is that so that's another addition reaction. The third one is that's known as hydration. And then there's a fourth one as well. So what is hydration? Hydration is when water gets added. Okay, so you have an alkene. Let's say I have again but 2-ene. Okay, this one has 3 H's. This one has 1 H. And this one has 3 H's. So now in this case, what will happen is water is going to get added to it. Water gets added to the double bond. So यहाँ पे in the double bond, water is going to get added. Okay, so my product is going to be that you get rid of the double bond, and in its place, when water gets added on one carbon atom, H will get added on the other one, OH will get added to it. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or conditions क्या water होना चाहिए, gas, steam. You've got 300 degrees centigrade temperature and you've got 60 atmosphere. That's the pressure for the reaction. And you need an acid as a catalyst. And phosphoric acid is a good catalyst in this case. Okay, that is required. So whenever you see a double bond, H and OH are going to get added to it. Okay, that's it. Uh, there's no specific significance for this reaction except it's used in industry, specifically in making medicine. Okay, a lot of medicine have OH groups in them. If you want to add an OH group, so take the double bond and put a water inside it, so it's going to turn into an alcohol. So the only significance is that it's useful in forming alcohols. Okay, alcohols are formed this way. Tabi, like all three reactions are kind of exactly the same, except that the different molecules getting added. The fourth one is also very, very similar. The fourth one is with hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halides are your HCl, HBr, HI molecules. That's what hydrogen halides are. So same thing. If I take a propene molecule, so if I take a propene molecule CH3, so HCl will get added to the double bond in the same way, kind of the same way. So the product will be CH3. The double bond is going to go away. So on one carbon atom, it could be H getting added. On the other one, there's going to be Cl that's going to get added to it. It could be the other way around as well. Okay, इस वाले पे ना, it's Cl that's getting added, and on the other one, it's H that's getting added. But anyways, it's going to be HCl that's going to get added to the double bond. ठीक है? Clear है? तो ये सारे addition reactions हो गए. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So you can add water, you can add HCl, you can add hydrogenate it. ठीक है? And hydrogenation is with H2. And you can brominate it. Okay? You can add bromine to it. So that's all addition reactions of alkenes. उसके बाद ये कि there's another reaction which is called addition polymerization. So first thing, now addition polymers are like really important. Okay? Polymers are your plastics. Okay? These are your plastics. These are very large macromolecules. अच्छा क्या चीज़ है? They're large macromolecules. When many small monomers join together. What's a monomer? Monomer is the small molecule that many small molecules join together. So, for example, I've got a bunch of small molecules. TK, then there's this one. Then I have another one. So let's say there are lots of small molecules, independent molecules, all flying around. If they somehow end up joining together, so what will happen is that they will end up forming a long chain, a very long chain. So यहाँ पे ना they can ऐसे साइड पे बॉन्ड हो गया, that's still continuing. So you've got small molecules, you've got monomers. And they all end up forming a polymer. Okay. So polymers are your normal plastics. Okay. You have your plastics which you see every day. PET bottles, your plastic polythene bags. Pretty much everything is now made out of plastics. Okay. So polymers are, your clothes are made out of polymers. Okay. Your clothes, we are made out of a polymer actually. Everything, our hairs, our skin, they're all like polymers. So muscle fibers, TK, that's all polymers. So it's basically these long thread-like structures where many small molecules they join up and they link up. So a polymer is something, it's lots of thread-like structures, they're all entangled with each other. Your clothes are like this, okay? So they're all entangled with each other. So normal plastics are also like this. Although you can't see it, but a plastic bottle exactly has this structure, which is why you can stretch them as well. For example, your polythene bags can be stretched. Like if I start pulling on one side, what will happen is that some strands would start getting pulled out of the structure, right? So that's what your plastics kind of look like. Okay. The basic idea clear है कि how is plastics or polymers formed? Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So monomers they join up and they form polymers. Now in the case of alkenes, okay, I'm going to do the first one, polyethene. That's my polymer. So what is a polyethene molecule? It is when you have the monomer is ethene. So why do they join up? Because you've got high pressures and high temperatures. You compress them. Sorry, high pressures. तो आप उसको compress करते हो, all the molecules come together and they sort of join up. So the monomer is ethene. What is ethene? It's a 2-carbon atom alkene, right? And I'm going to add the H's. So that's one independent ethene molecule. And there are going to be lots of ethene molecules. Okay, that's just one. So here's a second one. So lots of ethene molecules coming together under high pressures. And then they start joining up with each other. Just like an addition reaction. So what happened in an addition reaction? क्या होता था? The double bond would break, right? So all these double bonds would break. And the carbons would start linking with each other. मतलब both these carbons, ये वाले जो carbon थे ना, they were short of one bond once the double bond is gone. So they'll start connecting with each other. Same happens with the next one. And then the next one. Okay, they all start or play आगे. Make sure you show this continuation bond because a normal polymer has thousands, hundreds of thousands of monomers connected together. So the monomer was ethene. And so the monomer was ethene. And under high pressures, high temperatures, they all connected together. Okay, is this clear? It's like an addition reaction. And this is known as addition polymerization. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
और ये जो polyethene होता है ना, this is your normal plastic bags, ठीक है, shopping bags. The very good thing about these polymers is that they are very, very durable. ठीक है, जो structure है ना, lots of strands connected together. They're very durable, and that is its downside as well. That they can last for hundreds of years, and they don't decompose. Okay, so they are very stable, and they're very, very long lasting. Because there's a term that's used that term is non-biodegradable. Okay, which means it takes hundreds of years for them. Plastic bottle hoti hai na, you throw it, it stays as it is. So natural fibers don't really, like if you throw your clothes, they will probably within a month they're going to decompose and you won't be able to find them. Okay, so but plastic bottles, plastic bags, they can last for a very, very long time. तो उसके harmful effects वो हम बाद में करते हैं. So that's the first one. That's polyethene, and kind of all the other polymers are going to be formed in kind of exactly the same way. This is the basic idea. Okay? The double bonds will join up. Well, the carbons in the double bonds will start connecting with each other. ठीक है, clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो ठीक है, कल कंटिन्यू करते हैं. We'll do other polymers as well. We're pretty much done with alkenes. लेकिन इसका थोड़ा सा we'll do some more examples of addition polymers. Okay, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Take care.
Yes.